If we assume that Season 1 was the first 4 booster packs of Speed Duels along with the very few starter decks, and Season 2 was the Battle City box, then I would consider this to be Season 3, the era of the Speed Duel GX box. What is up, guys? It's Yuki Bros, and today I'd like to go over some of the leaks that have been coming out for the new Speed Duel GX Duel Academy box set. Now, we did assume that these were going to come out relatively soon. The box drops in about a month, so usually Konami likes to reveal things about 2 to 3 weeks early, so we expect to get the full spoiler within a week or two. But a distributor actually dropped images of what looks like set cards from each of the character decks. Now, I know this won't be the full amount, I don't think anyway, as some of the cards here clearly indicate that other cards should be in this set to facilitate them specifically. But we're going to go through these cards real quick, and then we'll talk about exactly what each one specifically entails, and at first glance, of course, whether or not they could be competitively viable or not. This is the full picture. And now, shoutouts to Yu-Gi-Oh! News. It's the unofficial leak, just because this was sent from a distro, I guess, and there's no official word on this as of yet, so a lot of places have been hesitant to even drop the information, but we're going to talk about it. So as you see in the bottom right here, or the bottom corner, we have Jaden and Aster Phoenix. Then above that is Chazz and Crowler, followed by what looks to be Alexis and Jesse, and then finally both Zane and Axel. And while I would zoom in here and go around the table and then maybe Photoshop the images so that we could better see all of these, I actually deciphered these last night, so we're going to bring them up on Dueling Book and showcase all the cards available in this leak. For Jaden, we have Avain, Burstinatrix, Sparkman, Bladedge, Winged Kuriboh, Skyscraper, Flame Wingman, Thunder Giant, and Darkbright. For Aster Phoenix, we have the Destiny Hero Plasma, Doomlord, Diamond Dude, Blade Master, Fearmonger, Dasher, Dogma, as well as Destiny End Dragoon, and Destiny Hero Dangerous. For Chazz Princeton, we have Armed Dragon LV7, Ojama Yellow, Ojama Black, Armed Dragon LV3, Ojama Red, Ojama Blue, Ojama Delta Hurricane, and Ojamagic, as well as Ojama King, which I'll get to in a second. For Dr. Crowler, we have Ancient Gear Golem, Ancient Gear Beast, Ancient Gear Engineer, Ancient Gear Knight, Ancient Gear Castle, Gear Town, and Ancient Gear Golem, which isn't in the picture, actually, but it was leaked. There were a lot of secret rares from this set that were leaked a lot earlier than expected. This was one of them. So the Crowler gets this, which is crazy, in my opinion. For Alexis, we have Blade Skater, Etoile Cyber, Cyber Tutu, Cyber Gymnast. I don't really get the Cyber to this. Cyber Angel Ben 10, Cyber Angel Edatin, Cyber Angel Izana, and Cyber Blader for the fusion. For Jesse, we have Rainbow Dragon, interestingly enough, Amethyst Cat, Amber Mammoth, Emerald Tortoise, Topaz Tiger, Cobalt Eagle, Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, which gets really crazy at 4 and 5, and Crystal Blessing, though 4 and 5 don't exist in speed, so we'll talk about that in a second. For Zane, we have Cyberdark Horn, Cyberdark Edge, Cyber Valley, Cyberdark Claw, believe it or not. I didn't think they'd give us this one. Future Fusion, Overload Fusion, Cyber Network, and the one that I think was a terrible mistake, and that is Cyber Dragon, along with Cyber End Dragon, and I'll touch on Dark in a second here. And then for Axel, we get Volcanic Doomfire, Volcanic Shell, Volcanic Hammerer, Volcanic Rocket, which is really cool, Royal Firestorm Guards, Tri-Blaze Accelerator, but not regular Blaze Accelerator, I'll get to that in a second, Wildfire, and Covering Fire, which has nothing to do with fire decks at all. It's an interesting card in general. And then for reprints that were confirmed in these things, Senju was with the Cyber Angels, Dekoichi was with the Ancient Gears, Metalmorph was also with the Ancient Gears, Twister was in the Volcanics. In addition to the secret rares, like I said, that were spoiled a long time ago, like Ancient Gear Golem, other ones included Sphere Kuriboh Secret Rare, Apprentice Magician Secret Rare, Book of Moon Secret Rare, and Floodgate Trap Hole Secret Rare. So we would assume that these 5 are also going to be common. But that is obviously to be revealed. The cards that I have left here are based on specifics you would think they'd be in here. So Thunder Giant is in the picture, which is a fusion of Sparkman and Clayman. Yet Clayman is not in the picture, but you would assume, because Thunder Giant is here, that they would include Clayman. Similar to Darkbright, who is confirmed picture-wise, Necroshade is not, however... Darkbright's fusion materials are both Sparkman and Necroshade, so you would assume that Necroshade would also be in here as well. And I don't think either of these are too out of the realm of possibility. Chazz has the Armed Dragon level 3 and Armed Dragon level 7 confirmed, but not 5, so I threw 5 down here. Same with Ojama Green, that has black and yellow, but not green. So we would assume green. Not only because it's his 3 iconic Ojamas, but also Delta Hurricane requires you to have green in addition to yellow and black on your side of the field. And to make level 7, you have to summon it through Armed Dragon level 5's effect. I don't see why that wouldn't be there. Cyberdark Keel. So, to the Cyberdarks, we don't have any specific thing pertaining to Keel or Impact being in this set. However, when you add something like Cyberdark Claw, which if discarded adds a Cyberdark spell or trap from deck to hand, you would assume, with the options available for Cyberdarks, that out of the only 4, I believe, options, being Inferno, Invasion, Realm, and Impact, that Impact would be the one Speedles would get, because Inferno is insane. It makes Cyberdarks ridiculous. They cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects, and then you get extra normal summons. And then Invasion and Realm are both brand new to the Cyberstrike structure deck, so you don't think Speedles would give them that off the top. In addition, you're not going to give them Cyberdark End Dragon or Cyberdarkness Dragon. Those just seem way too strong going into Speedles right now. But they gave us Claw, which indicates that it's searching a spell or trap. So I would imagine the spell in this situation would be Cyberdark Impact, which is where you fusion summon a Cyberdark Dragon from your extra deck by shuffling Cyberdark Horn, Edge, and Keel from your hand, field, in, or graveyard into the deck as fusion material, and I could completely see that as a viable option in Speedles. Therefore, I added Keel, because you need all 3 to make Impact live, and then of course I added Cyberdark Dragon as well, but this, and this are not confirmed as of yet. I just don't see why these wouldn't be. Why would you add Claw to the deck if it couldn't literally search a Cyberdark spell or trap? What's also interesting is if Claw is confirmed, its damage tip effect when it's equipped to a monster sends a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. That effect could be really, really good going forward, but I will of course touch on that more in videos upcoming around these specific themes. Going into Volcanics, Blaze Accelerator is not confirmed, but Tri-Blaze Accelerator is, and this is how you get to Volcanic Doomfire. You have to summon him by sending a face-up Tri-Blaze Accelerator you control to the graveyard, and to get Tri-Blaze out, you have to send a face-up Blaze Accelerator on your field to the graveyard, so I don't see why this wouldn't be there. So it would go Blaze, then Tri-Blaze, then Doomfire. Touching on Crystal Beasts, I included Ruby Carbuncle and Sapphire Pegasus down here because we have Rainbow Dragon. And there's 5 Crystal Beasts confirmed, not these 2, and while these 2 are much more powerful than the other 5, Rainbow Dragon requires you to have 7 Crystal Beasts with different names. Different names is the important part here. Different names from your field and or graveyard. The only, to this day, Crystal Beasts cards with different names are the 7 originals and Zenith that we don't even have in the TCG yet, so I doubt we'd get Zenith and Speed Duels before that. There's no way that they're not just going to include these 5 and not give you the 2 that like make the deck work in whole sincerity and drop Rainbow Dragon. Like, I understand skills can mitigate certain things here, but I do not see a skill being like you can treat Crystal Beasts as other names. Like, why would they bite around the bush like that? They just give them both of these. Something like Rainbow Ruins on that note, and I'll talk again more about this in a more dedicated video, but Rainbow Ruins gets effects based on the crystal beasts in your spell and trap zones, and it goes up to 5. Now, Speed Duels, obviously, we only have 3 spell and trap zones, so you would assume that these 2 effects are just never going to resolve in Speed Duels. However, they could create a skill saying that the crystal beasts in your monster zones, for example, could also be treated as in your spell and trap zones, in which case then you would get these 2 effects, and then this card is flat out ridiculous. But again, I'll touch more on that in a specific video. So these are the cards that were revealed so far for Speed Duels, and I gotta say, at first glance, I'm really interested in seeing where they go with specific things. First off, Diamond Dude, I'm a huge fan of Diamond Dude Turbo from back in the day. This will be super fun, I think. Dasher's a really cool pickup, obviously, as a Secret Rares confirmed as of recently too, so that's really cool for both Speed Duel fans and regular Yu-Gi-Oh fans alike because of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Plasma's a bit scary. I figured they'd give us Dogma, but not Plasma. Plasma, I don't know how to feel about this. This seems like it could be very, very strong, but we'll have to wait and see with that. Ojamas, I assume they're going to include Ojama Armed Dragon support, which we've had as of late. If you look up future Ojama support, if you go off release date here on Dueling Book, you can get the newer stuff, which includes the Armed Dragons in addition to the Ojamas, so all the support works the same way around. Red and Blue, though, I'm actually shocked to see both of these come up immediately in Speed Duels. I figured they'd drop the original 3 first and then give us these later on. Ancient Gears, I'm a bit scared of, because if you can facilitate Gear Golem quickly through, different means, like Gear Town gives it 1 less tribute, so this becomes a 1 tribute 3000 with piercing that your opponent can't activate spell and traps until the end of the damage step when you attack with it. I don't know, that just seems insane to me. And then the fact that they gave them this also seems like it could easily get out of hand really quickly. Cyber Angels, a quick note. Cyber Angels in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of didn't really, do a whole lot until Drytron came out. And however, Ben 10 has been facilitated with Herald of Perfection for what seems like forever now. But these 2 are relatively okay in the short amount of spoilers that we have. However, Cyber Angel Izana came out in Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose. This card is only a few years old and quite impressively ridiculous. This card is ritual summoned, you can make your opponent send 1 spell or trap they control to the graveyard. That's already really good. When this card attacks and destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the grave, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack on monsters. Again, also really good. It's 25, it's getting in on 2 monsters. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Cyber Angel ritual you control, so it doesn't even have to be this one. Quick effect, you can shuffle a ritual from your grave into the deck, and if you do, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. That is non-targeting. This card is ridiculous. So I'm incredibly scared to see what Cyber Angels do. I know in Duel Links, Cyber Angels were really, really strong, but a big reason for that was the skills that existed in Duel Links, and I feel like Speed Duels, if anything, uses Duel Links as a measuring stick to see how they should incorporate their skills. So it depends, again, what we get as skills to make these decks either insane or whatever. But this card is very scary. Just reading it on paper for Speed Duels, for sure. Cyber Dragon, I don't know how to feel about this. I think this is a huge mistake. We all assumed that we wouldn't get this. We all assumed if they were going to go Zane route at all, you're going to go Proto Cyber Dragon or anything that counts as Cyber Dragon in the hand or graveyard. You have multiple versions. You have Zwei, you have Dre, you even have Core. You have ways to count something as Cyber Dragon without putting Cyber Dragon in Speed Duels. But with this, I feel like this is just a 3-of staple in almost everyone's deck, like right out the gate. And we still have, guys, if you don't forget, we still have Spellproof Armor, which makes your machines unaffected by spells like in the entire game. And we still have Union Combination, which allows us to fuse from our field and graveyard into a light machine monster. Doesn't specifically name unions, so you can make Cyber and Dragon, assuming you get 3 Cyber Dragons between your field and grave, right out the gate. I quite literally have no idea how to feel about that, but I am more afraid of Spellproof Armor making this unaffected by spells, this unaffected by spells, this unaffected by spells, this unaffected by spells. I don't know how to go about that going forward. But Cyber Dragon, I think this is not healthy for Speed Duels at all, especially when it's 4,000 life points. You drop this in a breaker pops a back row, you have 37 on board right there by itself. That seems scary in a format such as this. Other than that though, guys, I will leave my deep dives for the specific archetype ideas in other videos coming forward. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. How do you feel about the spoiler so far? Do you think we are going to get these other cards that I have mentioned? Or do you think this is it and the rest is going to be completely other random cards? This is only about a third of the 200 cards revealed, so obviously it's still a long ways out as to what we can actually do with everything here. But as always, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. As always, click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates. It's good to be back. I can't wait to talk more about new Speed Duels Season 3. And I'm out, guys. Get ready, because there will be more videos a-coming. I promise. I promise.